Back on the local front, findings for the third quarter show a rebound in the number of newborns, which rose 8% on year to mark the highest annual rise in over a decade. Our Hye-ryeon covers the latest findings.
The number of births in South Korea saw a surprising rebound in the third quarter, surging at rates unseen in more than a decade. According to data released by Statistics Korea on Wednesday, the total number of births between July and September came to just over 61,000, surging by 8% compared to the same period last year. Such a year-on-year increase has not been recorded since the fourth quarter of 2012. This brings the total fertility rate, the average number of children a woman will have during her reproductive years, to 0.76, up 0.05 from the previous year. It comes as the total number of births in September this year tallied up to 20,590, which is more than 10% higher than the same month in 2023, marking the highest increase for the month of September since 2010. If this trend continues, the country could see an annual increase in the number of births for the first time in 9 years. On Tuesday, the Presidential Committee on Aging Society and Population Policy predicted that the annual total fertility rate will come to 0.74. The government attributed the incline to the continued rise in the number of marriages recorded, as figures showed a sharp uptick of nearly 19% in September and 24% in the third quarter compared to last year. A spokesperson from Statistics Korea also commented on the increase in the number of women in their 30s, as well as changing views on having children.
There are more women in their early 30s, and as you can see, the number of births from mothers in their 30s showed a large increase. And in a recent survey, we were able to find that views on having children are changing in a positive way, as did a survey taken by the Presidential Committee on Aging Society and Population Policy.
Data shows that the birth rate for women aged between 30 to 34 years old had the sharpest year-on-year increase in the third quarter of this year, rising by 6.6%. Experts also say that it's worth noting that the large increase this year should be viewed as a base effect of a nearly 15% decline in September last year, and that population policies introduced at the start of this year will begin to reflect in the data next year.
There were several new policies introduced at the start of the year that could have an effect, targeting newlyweds, the main group that will have children. So if there is to be an effect, it'll start showing slowly next year.
Meanwhile, the number of deaths exceeded that of the number of births in the third quarter of this year, meaning that the country's population saw a natural decline of more than 28,000. Hye-ryeon, Arirang News.